Lexi went on and on about how she's getting Troy through. Lexi was going on about how she's getting Troy
Section 5, apply the distributive property. Okay? So we need to understand what the distributive property is. 1, A times the quantity B plus C. And again, it comes down to really understanding what a term is. Yes?
I'll go
Oh, okay. So the term is separated by plus and minus signs. This is A times this quantity, which means it's this times everything in between. Just like a scalar in a matrix. Whatever's on the outside, you multiply by everything on the inside. Okay? So this becomes AB, keep the sign, plus, and A times C is AC. Okay? Example 2 is A over B. We're going to do a fraction times C minus D. Again, you just take that fraction times everything on the inside. A over B times C is just A over B times C. But also, I'm going to rewrite it here in a minute. Keep the sign the same. And then it's A over B times D. Now that is exactly the same as this. Aren't these just fractions themselves? And doesn't that just become AC over B? And this is AD over B? Both of these are exactly the same. You need to be able to recognize that they are the same. Alright, example 3. A times B plus C minus D plus E. Everybody try to do that one. Give me a second to finish it. Alright, so again, that's AB plus AC. The next sign is minus AD. The next sign is plus AE. You got that right?
I got it right.
Alright, cool. It's nice to get them all right. Alright, let's do some bigger examples. Example 4. 4 times the quantity x plus 3, quantity closed. Go. Alright. Should be done. Reggie?
4x was closed.
4 times x is 4x. Plus 4 times 3 is 12. So the easy ones to begin with. How about example 5? Let's do the quantity m plus 5, quantity closed, times 5. Should have stumped a couple of you. It's okay if you're stumped. I'll explain it. This parentheses represents one thing. Even though there's 2 terms inside, you only count that as one thing. It's something times something else. For instance, A times B. That's the same thing as B times A, commutative property of multiplication, correct? So if this bothered you that this was on the right, you could have changed that and put it on the left. And continued to do that. 5 times m is 5m plus 5 times 5 is 25. It does not matter what the order is. Okay? You get the same answer, yes.
So we don't have to solve it, like find what n equals, we don't have to do that.
You can't solve it, these are just expressions. I don't have equal signs up here really, that's all really an arrow.
Yeah.
Okay? You can't solve for n at this point. All you can do is manipulate. Remember, this is really manipulation. That's all you're learning this year, is how to manipulate things. Yes, you will solve things, but manipulation is really what you're learning. Get that in your head, manipulation. All right, going on. Example 6. Negative x times the quantity 2x plus 7. A little more difficult. 10 seconds. And 8.
Negative 2x squared plus.
Why is it negative?
Because x is negative.
X isn't negative. You're right. The x isn't negative. Glenn?
1 is negative.
Yes. What's the coefficient on x? Negative 1. And a negative times a positive is still negative. Alright? So you're to make sure you understand that this is negative 1 times 2, that's negative 2. What's x times x? Alright, we haven't really got into that, but you've had it pre-algebra. Alright, keep the same sign. Nate, what do you got?
Negative 7x.
Yeah. I'll get into why that's negative 7x when we cover exponents. Okay, example 7. Did anybody not get that? Alright, cool. Example 7 is 2/3, here's your fraction, times the quantity 6n minus 9. 20 seconds. Do not use your calculator. Ah. Seriously? Should not need a calculator in this class. Brett.
4n minus 6.
Okay, so how'd you get 4n?
You sorry.
You're Brandon, you're right now.
Yes.
This came from the office to me. They're all confused about where to make it.
How'd you get 4?
You make 6, 6 over 1,
Okay, and what'd you do?
and then you can cancel the 3, make it a 1, make 2, 6 the 2.
Yep.
So you got 4n,
Yep, very good.
and then you do the same with 9.
Okay.
Get a fraction.
Reduce that. 6. Correct? Is that what you said? Awesome. Very good. Now, if you're not very good at this, and you have to use calculator, maybe you need to write this stuff down. But if you can do that in your head, that's okay. But show some steps as we get going. Okay? Obviously, things are getting to the point where there's some calculation that you need to do and think of in your head. The more you do in your head, the more, the higher the probability that you're going to make a silly mistake. Okay? All right, example 8. 6r plus 2 times the quantity r plus 4. 20 seconds. Who has the answer? Ready? What do we do first is the question. Ready?
Add 6r plus 2.
Why shouldn't we add 6r plus 2? Cameron?
Because you have a variable and 2 is a constant.
At the moment, but what we're missing is PEMDAS. What are you supposed to do first? Parentheses. You can't put 4 plus r, you can't put 4 with the r, so you can't add those together because you have to have like terms to put things together. 4 doesn't have an r. So parentheses is done, exponents is next, exponents, there aren't any. Now we have multiplication and division. Do you have a multiplication? Yeah, it's right here. So you have to do distribution first. Alright, so this is 6R, this becomes 2R, and that's 8. Who got that part right? Okay, good. The rest of you, don't make that mistake again. But that is a very typical mistake students make. There we go. Alright, now you have like terms. This is a like term to this one. I just circled all the terms. There's 3 terms up here. Notice I attached the operation that's to the left of each thing. So this is a positive 6R, this is a plus 2R, that makes 8R, and you're left with a plus 8. Now you're done. You cannot change anything, you can't put those two together. Who got this right? Should be less than what we had. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can do this again. Example 9. 7 times the quantity W minus 5, quantity closed, plus 3W. Let's see if you can get this one right. 20 seconds. Brody, chance to redeem yourself. What's your answer?
10W minus 35.
Alright, let's see if he's right. 7, you gotta do this multiplication first, so that's 7W minus 7 times 5 is 35 plus 3W. Now, it is not 7W minus 3W. Those of you who put 4W, that's not right. Remember, the operation is attached to what follows it. So this is a 7W plus a 3W. That's why he got 10W. And you have a minus 35 left over. This is how you should look at your terms. I know there's quite a few of you in here that thought you should do 7W minus 3W. Do not do that. This is how you should think of it from here on out, so you don't make that mistake. All right, last example, example 10. So I tried to cover some simple mistakes that students make. Hopefully you're correcting yourself if you're one of those students. Don't want you to make any mistakes later on. Here we have S minus 3, the quantity, times a negative 2, plus a 17S. 20 seconds. What is your answer?
15S plus 6.
Alright, now, before I put it on the board, who has 15S plus 6? Some of you are still working. That's alright. Is that what you end up with? Good. Alright, some of you are still finishing. So again, I can work right to left at this point with this multiplication. Negative 2 times S is negative 2S. Minus a negative 2 times a positive 3 is a negative 6. Plus 17S minus a negative is like adding a positive. This is how you should look at your terms. These two terms have the same variable, same exponent. Negative 2 and a 17 is 15. And I'm left with a plus 6. That's plus 6. All right. What do you think? Can you do it? All right, here's your assignment. Page 99. 6 to 42 evens. And a mixed review evens. 20 seconds.